Tonight on KGW News, he earned the nickname the Hamburglar. Why it's such a big deal now, he's finally going to prison.
The case of a Portland man arrested in a bogus investigation seems to finally be getting the attention it deserves.
I shouldn't be scared to go to any town in Portland, Oregon.
I'm going to rebuild. It's going to take me board by board probably.
Returning to Pendleton a week after floodwaters soaked through several homes.
And
this may look like just a basketball game, but it's actually one of the last times this team will ever play. Concordia University hosted its first games tonight since news broke the school would be closing after 115 years.
students are scrambling to figure out what they'll do next year. But tonight, Catherine Cook reports they showed everyone how tough they are.
At Concordia University, the women's team huddle was more than just a pre-game ritual Thursday night. It embodied how so many on campus
we all want to be here for each other.
Are feeling.
They need support and understanding.
Thursday's men's and women's games were the first home sporting events at Concordia since school administrators announced the university would close its doors for good after spring term.
Our first practice back was really tough.
Senior shooting guard David Wheeler is one of the lucky ones. He'll graduate this spring.
So it is definitely surreal to think that I was able to become this last class here. But my thoughts are more with everyone else and where they're going to go and what they're going to do.
Like junior forward Riley Freeoff.
So many tears.
Riley's mom says between looking for schools that'll accept Riley's credits and wondering if she'll play basketball, they're dealing with the emotional toll.
The first thing my daughter told me was how the coaches were just sobbing when they spoke to them. They really looked at the kids' interests and their future first, which we know they're all out of jobs as well. So it breaks your heart on a lot of levels. 1,500
staff members will lose their jobs at Concordia. Among them, Sports Information Director Evan O'Kelly. He moved here in September after spending 5 years in Montana.
It was sort of a dream job right here in the home neighborhood. I grew up in Northeast Portland.
Now, as Evan and the others look ahead, they're keeping one eye on the court, the field, and the diamond. They won't turn their backs on these kids.
You know, they're determined to fight through this and play for each other because that's really all they can do right now.
For the rest of the year, home sporting events here at Concordia, basketball, baseball, track, all of them will be free to the public, no admission. After losing so much this week, students and coaches hope to at least gain the community's support. In Northeast Portland, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
they have our support. We're rooting for them. Now to get you caught up on tonight's other headlines, there's an investigation in Scappoose tonight after a person was found dead inside a burned home. The fire at this house on Chapman Road was reported just after 8 o'clock this morning. After firefighters put out the flames, investigators found the body inside. Right now, there is no cause of death. We expect to get more information after an autopsy tomorrow.
We're nearing the end now of the Max attack trial. Today, attorneys for Jeremy Christian tried to switch up their strategies. They wanted to add extreme emotional distress as a defense, but the judge denied that request. Up until now, the defense has been arguing Christian has diminished mental capacity and couldn't have fully known what he was doing when he stabbed 3 men on the train. Also today, a video was entered into evidence that shows Christian going on another expletive-laced rant on the Max the night before the stabbings. In it, he talks about stabbing people. Closing arguments are expected in this case next Tuesday.
Keep an eye out for these 2 missing children in Vancouver. Police say 12-year-old William Mendez may be with 14-year-old Alexis Santiago Turk. Mendez was last seen near Northeast 136th Avenue in Vancouver near 4th Street. He was wearing a red sweatshirt and gray sweatpants. Call Vancouver Police if you see them. Oregon Governor Kate Brown plans to tour the flooded areas of eastern Oregon tomorrow and speak to home and business owners. Today, those affected by the floods got some much needed help. Multiple agencies set up at the Pendleton Convention Center to provide them support. Homeowners like Misty Ross lost everything in the flood.
You know, I'm still devastated by it. It's hard. Come home from work and it's gone. Sorry.
Oh, it's just heartbreaking. A week later, Misty's carpet has been ripped up. Her floors and walls are damaged. You see there's mud just everywhere. But she is keeping a positive attitude. She says she's determined to rebuild.
He's known as the Hamburglar, a man who once stole $600 worth of meat by stuffing it down his pants. Tonight, this self-proclaimed professional thief is going to prison. Barry Sanders was sentenced to 20 months in prison, 5 years of probation as part of a plea deal. He agreed to stay out of the Portland area stores that he stole from, and that includes a long list from Safeway to Target to Winco and Fred Meyer. In the court papers, Sanders admitted that he shoplifted more than 1,000 times and says he only got caught about 10% of the time. This is what he told detectives a few years ago.
Would you say you're a professional thief?
Absolutely. Absolutely, because I know the law and I know the rules, that I know what I can and what I can't do.
A KGW investigation in 2017 found Sanders' case illustrated a problem that was frustrating retailers and police. The system keeps letting shoplifters reoffend without facing serious consequences. Sanders got a longer sentence this time because the court combined several cases against him. Speaking of repeat offenders, Multnomah County just got a new grant that they hope will help them break the cycle for some of these criminals. A $2 million grant will go toward revamping the system that monitors people after they're arrested. Now, part of that will be the thinking differently here about who stays in jail and who doesn't while they're awaiting trial. Instead of letting people out of jail simply because they committed a low-level crime, pretrial services would instead look at someone's risk of reoffending and how likely they actually are to show up in court. It's still early on. It could take up to 2 years, they say, for these changes to be made.
Remember that couple we told you about last week who had their U-Haul stolen? They were just about to move to California from North Portland. The truck was packed with everything they own. Today, we learned the truck was found just 2.5 miles from where it was stolen. Not really great news, though. It was trashed. While a lot of the couple's furniture was still inside, the things they really wanted back, their precious keepsakes like photos and family heirlooms, were all gone. So we've got to have a good story for you now, and I think this is really going to leave you feeling good. A Clackamas County deputy and chaplain are credited with going above and beyond to help a struggling new mom. Mike Benner explains.
Patrol deputies are trained to spot the unusual, things that are out of the ordinary. And that's exactly what happened in this case. A deputy came across a potentially dangerous situation that had him calling for backup.
The deputy in this photo was on routine patrol Wednesday when something caught his eye.
He noticed a car seat in the back of this pickup truck that was kind of wobbling while he was following behind it.
Sergeant Marcus Mendoza says the deputy stopped the truck. The driver was a new mom with a 1-week-old baby strapped inside a shoddy car seat.
The mom was, having some problems financially and had purchased this car seat secondhand and actually didn't realize that it wasn't installed properly.
Instead of issuing a citation, the deputy issued a good deed and called up the agency's chaplain.
I got a call that would you be willing to go and pick up a car seat?
Mike Vermace jumped at the opportunity. Using donations, he ran to the store and bought not only a car seat, but also some diapers. This video shows Vermace bringing the items to the new mom.
I didn't do anything. The deputies saved the day. I just got to be the beneficiary of being able to be like Santa Claus.
He sure did. And the nice gestures didn't stop there. The chaplain and deputy helped install the car seat properly before sending the mom and her baby on their way.
Our deputies are the ones who did everything. They were the ones who saw the call, saw the need that the lady had. All I did was go out and help out by picking up the car seat and making sure that it got to the right place at the right time for the right reason.
What a story. Kudos to everyone involved. Deputies want to take this opportunity to remind everyone the importance of proper car seat installment. They say read those manuals thoroughly. If you need help, some law enforcement agencies can help, as can some fire departments and hospitals too. Reporting in Clackamas County, I'm Mike Benner for KGW News.
Hey, thanks, Mike. That was a story of the day there. I love that one. Still to come, Beaverton parents, they raised the red flag over plans to change their children's school boundaries.
Plus, from the state to the federal level, officials promise new investigations after a Portland man was wrongly arrested.
It's a little bit late, but you might still be looking for Valentine's Day plans. If you can brave the cold, here's an event for you.
And I've got a pretty sweet forecast next week, but we've also got powder on the way too. Right now, Been a great sky show showing you the clearing that's coming our way. We will catch some sun tomorrow. Look for a stormy weekend. It's going to bring a lot of snow to the mountains, and in fact, let's kick it off with this night's ski report.
Awkward.